And of course today I'm going to do a product review, and if you know what product it is actually my running shoe which I'm using now, which is the Ortuseight Hyperfuse. Alright, so this shoe, let me show you. Alright, this is the shoe. Okay, so usually I will do a review on a new shoe, alright, when I open the box, you know, kind of thing. But you know, nowadays what I thought was, okay, let me just do a review once I get experience of the product. Alright, so since this is a running shoe, so I thought, okay, let me run few you know, half marathons or few tournaments and do some trainings, and thereafter I review the shoe so that I can get a better understanding. I can you know, get a deep review on this kind of so-called product. Alright, so as I said, today I'm going to review on a running shoe. Okay, so it's called Ortuseight. Okay, so this is the shoe, and I've ran 2 tournaments on a half marathon, 21 km. Alright, and I've ran a few you know, short runs like 10 km. Alright, using this shoe, probably 5 or 6 of them. Okay, 10 km. So overall I've ran around 100 km. Okay, so that's why I thought, okay, let me just review this shoe. Okay, so this Ortuseight, okay, it is a product from Indonesia, made in Indonesia. It's an Indonesian brand. Okay, and this shoe comes in few colors. The one I'm having is orange. Okay, so you have green lime, you have black, you have white, and you have blue. Okay, so there are 5 different colors. Okay, and you can get it at Shopee. So I've given you the link below. Alright, so you can purchase it online, which is via Shopee, and it comes from Indonesia, as I said, because it's made in Indonesia. It's an Indonesian brand. Okay, and the good thing is, you know, of course there are a lot of good things which I'm going to review now. Alright, of course people will be asking about first of all money, right? You know, how much you need to invest. Okay, and for a normal shoe, which is the branded ones, okay, those are, you know, usually in Malaysia it's like 300 above, 400 above, you know, some even reach 1000, right? But this shoe, you can get it for less than 170 ringgit. Okay, I got it even cheaper. Okay, for less than 150 ringgit, but you can get it within 160, 100, less than 170. Okay, so it's definitely affordable shoe. Okay, especially for the beginners, you know, for the, they call it M40, B40, right? So you know, this is something for you to consider, because the other brands, the big brands, will cost you a lot. Okay, cost you a bomb, right? So this is something for you to consider if you're looking on a budget shoe itself. Okay, and I started using this shoe probably like 5-6 months ago, you know, because I only use it occasionally because I got my other training shoes. Okay, so, and as you know, after pandemic there are few tournaments only, so I've ran 2 tournaments with this. Okay, so 21 km. Alright, so what I like about this shoe is, of course, this is first of all running shoe. Okay, and this Ortuseight Hyperfuse, okay, is meant for long races. Okay, 21 km, 42 km. Okay, so of course you can ask whether can I use it for 10 km or not. Of course you can, you know, by all means please go ahead. Right, the reason why I'm saying it's good for 21 and 42 is, first of all, the cushioning. Okay, so as you can see, although it's a 9mm drop, but the thing is that it's good cushioning itself at the back. Okay, so if you're a heel drop person, this is good enough. Alright, and apart from that, the so-called the front part, okay, where the cloth, it gives you like a air breathing, so you can still breathe. There's you know, while you're running, there's still breathing, there's still gaps between your skin and the shoe itself, so that you won't have a risk of a blister. Alright, so that is what I realized. And apart from that, the clothing in front, okay, or the material in front is different from the material at the back. Okay, so at the back, if you realize, the one where you're putting your leg or your socks, right, so it's a bit cushioning, so I didn't feel any pressure. Okay, or anything that pressurizing, you know, like a blister kind of thing. So there's sponge surrounding, and the material where you see at the place of the tying of the knot, okay, until towards the back. Okay, this is a bit of a plastic kind of a rubberistic kind of thing, so it's a bit of a flexible, okay, compared to a normal materials, alright, or normal clothing. And apart from that, the one behind, it's a bit more stronger and firmer. Alright, so that this will be when you are doing a heel drop, right, so it will be actually more concrete or more firm drop. Okay, it would not cause injury to your heel. Okay, so it's a bit firm. okay, and of course it's flexible. As I say, it's running shoe, so the way when you want to test a running shoe is first you have to do it this way. This is one, this is a second test, okay, whether you can twist and turn, okay. All right, so of course it's a running shoe. The next thing is the foam here, right, or the so-called the sole here. It's called a cumulus foam, okay. So it's a kind of a engineering which was made for you when you know drop your leg. It would not straight away hit your knee or your calf itself, cause injuries, okay. And the way it was re-engineered in the inside sole itself, it's soft, okay. So when I ran, I couldn't feel any kind of pressure to my heel, okay, because whenever I even have a flat shoe, running shoe, which I usually use for 5k or 10k, right, which is for more faster pace, like a 3.5, 4 minute or 4.5 minute, right. So but this shoe is more firmer, okay, more cushioning, I would say, okay. And apart from that, I can see that, you know, you can have this runner's knot, okay. This is something which is useful, especially if you're going for marathon and half marathon, okay. So this is something crucial which you can use the last knot itself, or the last hole, okay. And apart from that, if you can see below, of course some shoes will have black, right. This is a bit unique. They have orange kind of a sole here, okay, and it's only at the front and also at the back, okay. So if you're forefoot strike or a back heel strike, this is useful, okay. So if you're kind of a mid-sole strike, it can be still useful, okay, because as I said, the inner sole is quite strong, okay, so which can balance your heel and your forefoot, okay. So what I'm saying here is usually, you know, for marathon runners, they will always go for forefoot and the heel strike, right. So they didn't waste much of a material in between, so that actually reduces the weight of the shoe itself, okay. And apart from that, of course, the string is quite good enough, you know, for you to have a strong and a firm tie knot. Usually when I run, I'll have 3 knots, okay, because I'm a traditional running guy, so I'll try to put 3 knots, okay. And apart from that, when I wear my running socks, okay, so it doesn't pressurize. I said around my ankle, I don't feel any pressurizing, or there's no blisters around my ankle. And apart from that, this sole or the cushioning part, which covers my front part of my feet, okay. So this is something good, I would say. So overall, what I can say here is the shoe itself, it's definitely worth it, especially for the budget runners, okay. And you know, as I said, it's imported from Indonesia, so even if you feel it could be worn out within 6 months or 1 year, so what, because you're only going to spend maximum 170 ringgit, so you can always get another shoe, all right. So compared to, you know, other big brands which you can going to spend like 500, 600 ringgit or even 1000 ringgit, okay, this is good enough, okay. But don't get confused with Ortuseight Hyperglide, okay. There's another brand, okay, there's another version that is a more upgraded one, okay. I haven't tried that version yet, Hyperglide. This is Hyperfuse, and as I say, Hyperfuse is good for 42, for 21, okay. If you're a 6 minute pace runner, 7 minute pace runner, even when I ran my half marathon, I finished just slightly below 2 hours, which means like 5.5 minutes, all right. So that pace is good enough, all right. So there's no injuries. I don't feel any. Of course, the first day you will feel the ache. That's a normal thing, a post-race aching, right? But after that, you're fine, okay. So definitely this is my recommendation, and something which I liked, okay, to use the shoe, okay. So if you're interested, so please do check out the link in the Shopee, all right. You can check out other colors too, all right. So with that, let me see you in my next video, all right. If you have any other suggestions on any other brands, or do take note, this is not a sponsored program, okay. I'm just giving my personal opinion based on my personal experience, right. So there's no issues. And one thing I like about the Hyperfuse shoe, right, because I used to use other brands, and you know, the thing is that when you have a cheaper shoe, and when you tend to run fast, you know, when I say run fast means less than 5 minutes per kilometer, okay, or 4.5 minutes per kilometer, you tend to have the kind of a sense of a burning, you know, kind of a fire at your forefoot, okay, because of the sole, okay, the strength of the sole itself, which is not thick enough or not cushioning enough, right? But in this case, no, I didn't feel anything on that. There were no issues, there were no blisters, right? As I said, the breathing is good, right, of surrounding the shoe, and the materials are good, so it's good enough, right? Till then, I see you in my next video. Take care.